fellas, we can be that mistake. Let's do this. What's up, y'all?
What's going on, guys?
We are Embrace the 21.
Yes, we are.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Daniel.
Y'all have been asking for this since day one. And we're finally getting to it. It's the Oasis Supersonic documentary. What more can we say? We've said a lot about Oasis.
Yeah.
Those who've been with us since before 10,000 subscribers, know all we've said. For those of you new, I'm sure we've linked something right on top of Daniel's face for reference for all of this. But we have been told that this is going to give us a good insight as to what the first 3 or so years leading up to Nebworth were like for being in Oasis.
I can't wait. And we'll give them their bingo card real quick. This is the house. This is the channel that Oasis built.
Yep. Right off the bingo.
Yeah.
All right. Enough talk.
It's all right. Let's do it.
Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1.
So what do you think, looking back at that time, because it's 2.5 years really from being signed to playing Nebworth, what happened to that band? What happened to you in those 3 years? So it's a big question.
It is a big question, and it deserves a big answer.
Wow. Look at the size of that crowd.
That's crazy, man. Wow. Look how young they are.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oasis was definitely like a fucking Ferrari. Great to look at, great to drive, and it'll fucking spin out of control every now and again when you go too fast.
We're just lads from a council estate. 2 brothers, head cases. Oasis's greatest strength was the relationship between me and Liam. It's also what drove the band into the ground in the end, you know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice, man.
Nice transition.
Yep.
I will be the best band in the world because I fucking hate that swat. Still, it's too late. No, I don't hate him. I love him. He doesn't hate me, I know he doesn't. He loves me. What you're saying is complete and utter fucking blasphemy.
Well, anyone with a guitar or in a band I thought was a bit suspect, you know what I mean? And I'd hurl abuse at him. We used to share a room with Noel. A bit of a stoner, a bit of a loner.
Wow, they look so different. Liam with short hair, Noel with what the hell is that?
I don't know, but I love it, man. This is it's great. This is the window I think I've been waiting for to peek into.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just the banter between the two of them.
Yep.
I fucking hate him. I love him. I hate him. I love him. I hate him.
Yeah.
You know, he had a guitar, so he was copping for it, you know what I mean? I remember all the lads coming down. This kid's pulled out this little fucking hammer and went whack on my head.
Wow.
Blood everywhere. Got out of fucking double mass, so that was all right.
I've got a perfect alibi for that, so it's not to do with me.
From that day on, I know it sounds stupid, but it was as if something had fucking clicked, you know what I mean? I started hearing music, it started making sense, you know what I mean? So, whoever he is, thank you.
Somebody hammered the music into him. He's got a fucking lot to answer for, hasn't he?
Of course.
He hammered the music into him. I mean, I've been beaten up in school before, so probably someone did that to me.
Go.
So whoever that was.
The music was beat into you, man.
Thank you.
Jesus. God.
Yep.
Existed then was going to sign on, getting me cash, cashing me dough, going into the sifters, getting a record, buying some weed, going into Greg's, going back home, and fucking blasting it out and getting soaked in it.
Oh, Sifters. Mr. Sifter sold me songs when I was just 16.
There you go.
That's where that's from.
He went, right, look, do you want to be in this band? I says, yeah, but we'll have to change that fucking name now because it's terrible. And there was a poster in our room with the Inspiral carpets. It certainly wasn't about Swindon Oasis. It was there was a kebab shop called Oasis. There was a fucking taxi rank called Oasis. It's that fucking name keeps coming up, Oasis. Kind of a little bit out on our own. I just thought Oasis sounds good.
I'm not in Oasis at this point. I'm not in a band. I've no intention of being in a band. I'm just part of a road crew for Inspiral Carpets.
Just like the way they all are. Cool, that. Easy, yeah? Amsterdam, innit? Amsterdamish.
Man, like this Noel, you know, in these times seems a lot less serious and a lot less stick up his ass. He's more relaxed. He's more fun.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the stick had to get up there somewhere.
I guess so.
This is the budding of the stick insertion.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I predict that it's because he works with Liam Gallagher and he was off the fucking chain.
And they're brothers.
Yeah, of course. I got a brother and we fought like cats and dogs. I mean, still love him, but he's still a big pain in the ass.
See, so like it's like you infuse fame and money into things, it never makes it easier. Always overcomplicates everything.
Yeah, we've learned that just by doing this channel.
Yeah. But I think we've approached it unlike them. You know? So it's this is great, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank the Inspiral Carpets for sacking him. Well done.
We had some great, funny fucking times. I wasn't sitting at the side of the stage tuning guitars thinking, one day this is going to be me. I thought that I'd arrived at that point and that was it. I thought, this will fucking do me. Do you know what I mean?
Do you want to start your washing for him?
But anyway, chatting away about family stuff, and then I said, how's Liam? Oh, he's out rehearsing. What for? He's not joined the Shakespeare fucking group, is he? No, he's in a band. What? Doing what? He's the singer. He's the singer. He can't fucking sing. Oh, I don't know now. He said he's the singer. And that was it. And then they kind of got home and our Paul's going, oh yeah, he's in this band. They're pretty fucking good, you know. And then they were playing at the local band night on at the boardwalk and I went down to see him.
What? They filmed it? Awesome.
He's singing. After all the times I sat in our bedroom with an acoustic guitar and you used to tell me it's short, now you've decided you want to be a fucking singer. Well, what you fucking say out before you. You know what I mean?
The first thing they said, when they kind of said, what do you think? So it's fucking great. And they said, we was thinking, would you fancy being our manager? I was like, what? The fuck am I talking about? No. And they're like, oh, because you know loads of people and all that. I'm not sure about that. I think you get a better manager than me. And then a couple of weeks later, Liam said, come and fucking jam with us. You know, so I went and sat in with them and was playing their tunes and it was great. And then I think the second time I went, Liam was going, yeah, play him that fucking song that you played us. And then once everybody all joined in and you hear this thing that you've, in inverted commas, written, being played back to you in this room, and it's like, wow, fucking hell, that's amazing. It just went from there, really.
Get out of here. Get out of here. So, Liam's band,
Yeah.
all right, inspired Noel.
All right, so it wasn't the other way around.
It wasn't. I always thought it was the other way around.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that Liam had done this thing because of our journey.
Yeah.
And that I thought Noel came in and just kind of took over. I mean, granted, this is we're 13 minutes in, but, you know, that's interesting that Noel is saying it. He is basically tipping the hat to Liam.
Yeah, like if Liam hadn't gotten the whole thing started, he wouldn't have gone in the band. He probably would have tried to be just a roadie for the rest of his life.
That spark wasn't lit.
Yeah. This had the spark lit.
Yeah, and so this is the biggest big brother shit you could do.
Yeah.
Is inspire your younger sibling.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, somebody in the comments, tell us, is the boardwalk still around? Because at the time of this recording, this is probably going to go out before Thanksgiving, but we have done a reaction to Paul McCartney on James Corden, and like he showed his house, he showed like the venues that the Beatles played in. Like, I'm figuring that the boardwalk was to Oasis what the Cavern Club was to the Beatles.
Probably. And I'm pretty sure there's an Oasis tour.
Has to be. So let us know. Let us know, because we'll put that on our tour list.
Yes.
All around the world. That's what the song is.
Get your own stuff played back. It was really a mega moment.
Man, it's so surreal hearing a jammed like early version of All Around the World. Like knowing what that song is now.
Yeah.
Like it's so surreal. And like that's another thing people have been, it's particularly the OGs of the channel, been asking us to check out all the demos of them. So
and this is great. I mean, we're seeing this massive band be born.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's awesome. I'm so glad they did this.
Man, I love this.
And then it went nowhere for 2 years.
We're going to get rid of Phil Collins and Sting, junk food music, McDonald's music. Got to get in the charts and stamp them out.
Do you know what I mean? I want the severed head of Phil Collins in my fridge by the end of this decade. And if I haven't, I'll be a failure.
I mean, you got to speak it. You got to speak it into existence.
Speak it into existence.
Got to have the confidence.
Yeah, and particularly Phil Collins and Sting. Yeah. I thank you for that, Liam and Noel Gallagher.
Yeah, but I like that. If we're gonna do something, we got to be different.
Yeah,
and we got to be bigger.
Yeah,
and substantially tastier than these guys.
Just find someone that you either admire or loathe, and work 10 times harder.
Yep.
Wow.
And Bonehead, he was saying, you've not just fucking written that. That's no way that's your song.
Well, I wouldn't believe it. For someone to come in a room and just go, I'll play one of my songs and then play You Live Forever. It's like, fuck off. You didn't write that. And he's like, why didn't I? I was like, because listen to it, you know. What a song. You didn't write it. Yeah, no, I didn't.
I knew enough about music and about songs to know that that was a great song. And then one followed another. And it's like, no, this is happening now. Even if no one else takes any notice of it, this is happening.
I didn't really get involved.
Wow. Just hearing like the acoustic like demo is like that was beautiful. Like, I mean, comparing it to like the song now, it's like it's like two completely different things. Like, wow. I love that.
Like that other musicians can acknowledge that, like, holy shit, that's a good song.
Yeah. I love how Bonehead was like, you didn't write that.
Like, why?
Get out of here.
Have you listened to the song? It's a great song.
Yeah.
There's no way you wrote that.
Oh, well, he did.
Music kind of thing. I was like, look, that's your thing. You do that. I'll just be cool as fuck over there.
Yeah.
So I had a van out, smoking weed, all the nonsense, drinking. You know, in them days where you just go, it's fucking going to be the day today. Maybe it was the drugs or something.
We get there really early, and we said, we're Oasis from Manchester, we come play tonight. And the guy said, there's no band down here. He said, yeah, it's all right with Debbie. And he's like, no fucking way.
I think we said, well, if they're not playing, we're not going to play. We'll do a really short set, which wasn't hard, because I think we only had 5 songs anyway. Then Oasis were allowed to play.
Oh,
wow.
Wait a minute. Huge.
Wow.
Huge tip of the hat.
To Sister Lovers.
Yeah, man.
Like, and that door guy would have been the biggest asshole in the planet had he not let them do their thing.
I mean, that's crazy. That's like crazy respect. And this is why we love our like local music scene. We stick together. Mm-hmm. It's very important.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so I mean, you could almost thank Sister Lover for sharing that spotlight.
Being like, hey, y'all are awesome. Come with us to Glasgow.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for some weird reason, I thought these guys just blew up. Like one of those bands that come out of nowhere and just boom.
I mean, they've been doing their thing for like year and a half, 2 years at this point.
Which is great because, I mean, if you think about it like this, they have a built-up catalog of songs. So it's not like just a 5-song band.
Or maybe, I don't, where did they say they had a back catalog of songs?
Nowhere. I'm just saying if Noel, because Liam had already had songs of his own.
Yeah.
So he has had that back catalog. Mm-hmm. Now with the infusion of Noel's songs, I'm assuming they could go of a good little chunk.
Yeah, I mean, have a decent set.
Yeah, more than Sister Lover that had 5 songs.
I don't know.
At least we know they had 2.
Yeah, or I'm gonna go out on a limb and say at least 5.
At least 5.
Yeah.
So we went on. We got to do 4 songs. And
4
we
songs.
Didn't think anything of it.
Debbie didn't even know that I was coming up to that gig being an evil, twisted fucker. I thought I would show up to put her on edge. I really do believe some things are meant to fucking be. I'm standing there with my kid sister Susan. She immediately went, "You should sign these." And I'm like, "Let's hear the second song." And it was like, "I'm signing these." And third song, "I'm definitely signing these." And I sort of like went up to Noel and I said, "I'm Alan McGee, do you want a record deal?"
And I said, "Who with?" And he went, "Creation Records," and I kind of recognised him. And that was it.
Wow.
I knew it was going to happen.
Like,
You know,
right place, right time.
you just need that one moment.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, and that's like our whole mantra. You just need that one fucking moment.
We could be that mistake.
That was it.
And that night, Oasis was that mistake.
I love that he came there to F with his ex-girlfriend
Yeah, yeah.
and ended up signing possibly, arguably, one of the most iconic bands across the pond.
Yeah. And and Oasis like just happened to get on that bill with, Sister Lover, had to fight security guard to do it. A lot of things had to go right for
Yeah.
that to happen.
Wow.
That night was not supposed to happen.
Exactly.
But it did. And we are thankful because of it.
Wow, man.
Probably thought, oh, but you could tell the disagreement sort of was there with them. I was glad they were together in a band. I would not have wanted Liam in a band without Noel. But it all happened too quick. Just too quick altogether.
Man, that's that whole part about, single mom, like raising multiple boys, that hits me hard. That hits me right there because that's a very similar story to me. I mean, like minus the whole part of, moving from another country to kind of to the city, That does relate from North Carolina to Northern Virginia. But yeah, God bless those single moms. Or at least,
I just, as a parent myself, like, you want the best for your kids, but at the same time protect the family always.
Yeah.
And so it's like these two hit a rock star path, which is a train bound to be derailed.
Yeah, and I mean, knowing what we know now, it definitely was derailed.
And so she essentially lost 2 kids to the rock and roll lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And they lost their relationship between them.
Yeah, and like it became a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And for better and for worse. Yeah. Mostly for worse for the real stuff. I mean, we got Greek tunes out of it, but at what cost?
Yeah, the band succeeded. The family ties failed.
Yeah, yeah.
And once those fail, everything else fails.
Mm-hmm. And I can understand, how Noel was kind of feeling like he was a bit slighted when Liam came into the picture.
Yeah, it was just those two.
I was the only child for 3 years, and then my little brother came around and stole the spotlight from me.
Oh, it's not about me anymore.
It's not about me. Come on.
Exactly.
I can't say why Bring It On Down was chosen, but it wasn't coming together. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with it, like.
I mean, it would become apparent why that session didn't work. It's because our drummer at the time wasn't the most consistent from one fucking bar to the next, never mind one day to the next.
And that's his big moment. That's that fucking riff. Just fucking do it in time, son.
Fucking hell, we're up again.
I have worked with drummers in the past that definitely were not able to keep time. They know who they are, and they're probably not watching this, but whatever. Yeah, and I remember, a story when Nirvana was recording Nevermind, and, Dave Grohl almost got kicked out of Nirvana because he wouldn't play to a click track. And he's like, "Oh, I have the accuracy, I got it." And whoever the producer whoever produced Nevermind for Geffen was like, you don't play to a correct track, you're fucking out of the band. And he relinquished and played to it and was like, oh, there's actually something to playing to a click track. Wow.
Yeah. And it must be like the most frustrating thing. It's like, dude, you have your artistic avenues when we're live and doing shows.
Yeah.
100%. But when you're talking about studio time, you got to be technical with it.
Right.
You can't, you got to be technical with it. You can't just free spirit it. You know? I mean, a lot of stuff in the studios aren't one takes.
No. A lot of it is cut up and polished. And, I mean, hell, these days, there's a lot of bedroom producers that just use drummer imitators, like applications, plugins for that. Like, the actual drummer is, like, almost going the way of the dinosaur now. So,
It's a shame.
But then again, this is the 90s, so they didn't have that option back then.
Goodness.
Or Chinese fish and chips. I went in the back room, and as bizarre as it sounds, wrote Supersonic in about however long it takes 6 other guys to eat a Chinese meal.
So like 10 minutes.
Back in the room with us, and he said, look, just written another song.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we nailed it and mixed it that night. Rapid, because that's what we've been doing every night in the boardwalk, you know? And it sounded massive.
Give it up for Oasis, making their TV debut with Supersonic.
I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. I'm feeling supersonic. Give me gin and tonic. You can have it all, but how much do you want it?
You can't ask a 21-year-old lad to be professional. It's like, I don't even understand that word. What are you on about? I'm feeling supersonic and go to bed at 9:30. Give me gin and tonic, get me head down around about 10:30. Fuck off, mate. You know what I mean?
The Sex Beatles.
Never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Beatles.
I love it, man.
Yeah, you get that reference, right?
No, help me.
Never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. That was the one album the Sex Pistols made.
Got it.
So a lot of people have said that Liam's voice is like a mixture of John Lennon and Johnny Rotten, lead singer of Sex Pistols. So that's it.
So they were coming in guns blazing.
Yeah.
Man.
Throw a TV out the fucking window.
Like rock star life.
Rock and roll, baby.
But, I mean, he has a point. You can't tell a 21-year-old to be professional. That's
Fuck
like,
no.
what does that mean?
Yeah. I mean, heck, the drinking age in UK is 18, so he's been partying. I'm sure he was drinking and smoking, partying before that. So you can't tell him to not be himself.
Exactly.
That's the whole first lyric of Supersonic.
Yeah.
Is, I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. Yeah. Come on.
We're in a band, we're into football, we're into taking drugs, meeting women, and all the rest of it, right? We won't deny anything that's been written about us. Why should we? They want to write about it. Fine. Our music will stand the test of time. That is a fact. All this media hype and all this thing about us being this, that, and the other, right? We'll be dead in a year's time. Everyone will forgot about it. The records that we make will be in the shops forever.
You know, that's the way to do it right there.
I love it.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah. And it's quite inspirational.
Yep.
As a duo on the internet. We're the best duo on the internet. You can write whatever the fuck you want about us.
Yep.
We'll be out of the algorithms in a year.
Yep.
But the stuff we put out there will live on forever. Yes.
At one point, we're going to Amsterdam to support this band from Wigan, The Verve.
The
Our
Verve!
first international gig. So this guy picked us up in a van, and he's going to be our roadie, Jason Rhodes.
Nice. Man, that's like Jason Rhodes as a roadie. It's like an ice cream man named Cone.
Yeah. Just fits the bill.
Yeah.
What else could he be?
Yeah.
Maybe a road technician.
He's got in touch when I want to come to Amsterdam.
I went, yep. You know where they are? We were heading back, not having any money. Couldn't phone anyone, couldn't do nothing. I remember getting to the hotel and having to ring Marcus and Alec. And they're going, you fucking what? You what? And he says, you fucking...
Hold on. You remember the Wibbling rivalry? The if you think rock and roll is getting thrown off a ferry, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Link to it above Daniel's face if you're on YouTube.
Blown it, you blown it. But that was pulled up, man. Management, fuck them. Never listen to a word them clowns said anyway, you know what I mean?
I called McGee, and I'll never forget this, and this is another reason why I love McGee. I said, are you sitting down? I've got some news. Everybody's been arrested. The only word he said was, brilliant.
A hell of a start, that, innit? That's a great first day at work.
Where's that kind of job?
Yeah, I love that. Brilliant.
We're gonna go get arrested, and you call your boss, and he's like, brilliant.
Yeah, this is so. I mean, because you gotta think differently. It's like he's like, hell yeah. I mean, maybe not at the moment, but it's like this is gonna go very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, as long as people are talking about you.
Yeah, exactly. All press is good press.
Yeah, and he got that.
Yeah. I want that kind of job.
God, man.
Music channel's up there above Daniel's face.
Yeah.
Well, I am that. Right, well, if you're proud about getting thrown off ferries, then why don't you go and support West Ham? Get the fuck out of my band. These lot think it's rock and roll to get thrown off a ferry. No, don't. Shut up.
I think that's the worst part, is supporting West Ham.
Yep. Which is my team.
I know.
I chose out of the hat.
Yeah, you also used to support the Deadskins, so
yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yep.
You're lucky we're bros.
Yeah.
I felt that people were turning up to cause trouble. It's getting me down, if I'm being honest.
If you think you're a bit of a geezer, right, you ever feel a fucking bottle, let's have you up here and I'll slap you in front of the crowd. I ain't not here to get fucking drunk on, mate. Fucking coconut star.
We were getting the reputation as these bad boys of...
Wow.
Like,
he's like, he is like, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
You want to throw a fucking bottle at me? Get up here, I'll show you.
I love that. If you're gonna throw things up on the stage, make sure they hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man.
And I'm thinking, because of our dive down other British cultures, that people do that just to wind you up.
Yep. But I mean, they grew up in that, so they had to have thick skin.
Yeah.
You can't be all freaking
soft.
Yeah, you can't.
No, and that's you couldn't get away with that in the age of social media.
No.
And I think this will be a theme of this documentary, is the fact that all this happened pre-social media, and like it was like the last great thing to happen before the internet took over.
And this, I feel like, this is where it starts branching apart. This is where the band starts having these hairline fractures.
Mm-hmm.
Is because Liam's about that rock star.
Yeah.
And knows about that music, listening to lyrics.
Yeah.
So this is where the riff, I would say, but rears its head.
Yeah. Noel's about, business, and Liam's about having a good time.
Yep.
All stems down to when he bought a stereo years ago when we shared a room. And I think one night I'd come in pissed and I couldn't find the light switch, so I pissed all over his fucking new stereo. Basically boils down to that. He's held that grudge. You let go of them grudges, brother.
What? He pissed all over his stereo. Oh, like the fact that Noel spent his time in his room with his guitar and amplifier. That's his whole thing.
Yep.
And Liam just came in drunk and just
pissed on his life.
What a dick move.
Oh man.
I've never even done something that extreme with my brother.
No, that's crazy, man. But I mean, it's all insight. This is all insight to why Oasis.
Yeah, why? It answers a big question.
Yeah, it does.
Like at the beginning, Noel's asked what was it all, and it deserves a big fucking answer.
Great album. Everybody else surrounding the band kept chanting this mantra, oh, it doesn't sound like they do live, it doesn't sound like they do live. And I'm like, well, who does it fucking sound like? Spandau Ballet?
Is this the same place Queen recorded?
I think it is. But I was just pausing to say, like, that sounds weak.
It does.
Yeah, it doesn't sound, beefy like the real recording of Cigarettes and Alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus announces that he's going to get Owen Morris to do a mix on spec.
Marcus got me in because I don't think he knew anybody else. So I was very lucky to be in the right place.
And I'm thinking, well, what has he done? I don't get it. He did one mix, and it was just outrageous.
We did a session. That's where I met Liam. I told him he sounded like John Lennon. He's like, you got it. And like 1 PM, Liam lead vocal, rock and roll star.
And there's no easy way out. The day's moving just too fast for me.
Nice.
Their debut album is already being hailed as the classic of our time. A year ago, they were playing to empty venues. Last night, they embarked on their first UK sellout tour. One of the biggest British bands since the Beatles.
Wow. That's a meteor rise.
Yeah.
Right there. That those parts about like having the right producer and knowing the live sound and all that, like I'm glad Alan McGee didn't listen to Noel and be like, hey, whatever they got there was passable. That's not passable because that's not Oasis.
You gotta, in the world of one shots, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make sure that your best foot is always forward.
Yeah.
Because you don't know when that differentiates people that are a flash in the pan to what has staying power.
Absolute legends.
Yep.
Yeah.
He always thought you'd never leave him because you'd nowhere to go to. You'll never leave me. Yes, I won't. Try it. One night, we got the courage to get out, and I left him a knife and a fork and a spoon, and I think I left him too much.
He never once come after us. Wasn't there. It's a sense of see you later, we're free.
It definitely affected them because they got very bitter.
I wouldn't say I was scarred, but everybody's childhood makes them what they are. You can't think about it too deeply because it would fucking drive you mad. I think it benefited me in the way that it made me withdraw into my own world, and from that came the learning to play the guitar. I guess in some way, my old fella beat the talent into me.
Same thing with Liam.
Man,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just one sentence. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. That's it. Go ahead.
I just feel like, what is a catalyst to find your own space? You know what I mean?
It's a motivation.
But most of the times you find your space through pain and anger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they had music as an outlet, which is out of all the outlets that exist. Granted, they have other outlets, but that is a creative outlet, and not a destructive outlet.
Yeah, and it made something awesome out of it. And, and which is something I relate to a lot. And I'm glad it's of all the many reasons like that we're checking this out. Like, I think that little scene right there is like top 3 for me right now.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Like this gives you like a look into the psyche of these guys.
Yeah.
And he's coming. I agree with what he's saying.
Yeah, and for me, like, it validates a lot of things that I went through as well. So
yeah.
So I'm glad. Nola, you're probably not watching this, but thank you for saying that. Oh no,
he's out of it.
Everyone was appalling. Every member of the crew, every member of the fucking band, because of crystal meth.
Oh!
Phil Smith, our roadie, was responsible for putting the set lists out. For some reason, my set list was different to everybody else's.
They were all playing different songs at the same time.
It was like turned into jazz.
What's going on here?
It was a shambles, man. It was an absolute fucking shambles.
Oh!
Oh my god, that is a nightmare. Where your band is like, that's never happened to me. Like, we always got the same set list,
When
but
you guys were on meth.
On meth at
like,
the time.
Holy shit, dude! Like, oh my god!
Like, Bonehead's playing Supersonic while Noel's playing Live Forever and Liam is singing Cigarettes and Alcohol.
But at the same time, it's a testament that you don't sound the same, right? Because wouldn't it be bad if everyone played different songs and it like worked? You're like, oh man, we gotta diversify our sound.
Yeah, seriously.
That would have sucked. But wow, dude, meth.
Oh, my heart just broke for them. Now I get why they're not big in America.
If this was their first step into it, they stepped into it.
Yeah.
Like, God, man.
Of all places, the Whiskey A Go-Go in L.A.
That's where you shit the bed?
That's where they shit the bed. Oh, my God.
God.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart breaks for them.
It sucks, man.
Just fell apart. I've never seen it with this band before.
Again. Let me see if I can get my story straight here. I met this girl at an Oasis gig. I must have phoned her. I said, it's fucked up here. But I got on a plane and flew off to San Francisco. I don't know what the fuck I thought I was doing. I was just going to, like, disappear, you know. It was quite a traumatic time, but Talk Tonight was written about those few days. And out of that came that great song. So it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Sleeping on a plane, you know you can't complain. You took your last chance once again. I landed, stranded, hardly even knew your name. I wanna talk tonight until the morning light about how you saved my life. It would be to see how we are.
I kind of sat in this girl's flat.
Wow. Like, that song is, like, the most autobiographical that Nola's ever gotten. Like,
Yeah.
Like, throughout Oasis's catalog, what we checked out, it's been very, universal and very vague, but, man, now I get it. Like, everything you built, you think is about to just go up in flames.
Yep.
And,
wow.
I don't blame him at the time. Come on.
Probably doing too many fucking drugs and being a bit fucking mad. Unbeknown to me, they'd found out this is where we think he is. If I close my eyes now, I can't even picture the girl. I can't remember her name. It's a bit of a blur.
You meet them people in America, you don't meet them anywhere else in the world. They take you under their wing. You know, they're spiritual people is what they are. She was one of them.
Yep.
She was saying, what, you're gonna leave? And what are you gonna do? And I guess at that point, I'm thinking, oh, well, actually, that's a fucking good point. What am I gonna do? I can't sing. I wasn't a singer then. I'm no front man. I just needed a bit of time out, I guess. I may have been trying to teach somebody a lesson and failed miserably.
It shows that little delicate side to him that you just don't really see. He doesn't show these emotions, no. He never did. Apart from when you stick him behind the glass with a microphone, and then he can let this emotion loose that he's got. But suddenly you can see Noel. You kind of see almost a little boy or something, you know? Something very, very innocent and very pure. They're my favourite moments. It's like door opens and a bit of light comes in. And then the door's shut again, you know, and he's calling you a twat.
That I have not been I've never been an abuser. I've never been an abuser, I've been a user. I've never been an abuser, man. And then, no, fit doing drugs, fit with the air, man. The air, man. Music, and that is it, and I'm ranting now. That makes right.
What is that quote? I'm not an addict. Addicts go to meetings.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah.
That's what that makes me think of.
Yeah.
Man, that, before we get further, like, that was my second introduction to Oasis. Not just Wonderwall, but also, some might say, was in Guitar Hero World Tour.
Got it.
That's how I got introduced to a song from Oasis that wasn't Wonderwall.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Cool.
what was it, like, 2010? Whenever Guitar Hero World Tour came out. Yeah, that's when I got acclimated with Oasis outside of Wonderwall.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Way before ETS 2001 was a thing.
Thought.
A thought. Yeah.
Yep.
We spent a lot of time fucking about trying to get the drums right, and it was never right.
When we were doing some, I'd say and stuff, Noel was like to me, it's fucking last time he's ever in the fucking studio. I was going to Tony, you got to get your shit together, Tony. All by Tony.
Drummers are really smelly, useless, talentless losers, man. I mean, fancy having a job where you bang things all day. That's like orangutans do that, don't they? And gorillas and monkeys and that. They just bang things, like bang dustbin lids on their heads and all that. That's what they do, isn't it? And drummers just do it and get paid loads of money for it. Fucking sack 'em all drum machines, I say, man. Telling you, can't wait till I'm in a dance band. Press the button. Doesn't answer back, don't have to feed it, don't have to pay no money, don't have to buy any drugs, don't have to get any women, don't have to do nothing, put it in a flight case and fuck it in the back of the truck and then scoop it again.
That is the reason I love my live looper pedal.
Yeah.
It's the greatest bandmate ever. You don't have to feed it, you don't have to pay it, you don't have to get it drugs or women or alcohol or anything.
Yep.
And it travels well. You don't have to put it in a hotel.
Exactly.
You gotta love it. And yeah, like, the fact that if the drummer is the one fucking it up, you know, you gotta tell him to hit the road.
And knowing them and who they are, you would have known that he would have known. Like, they would have told him right to his face, straighten up, get better.
Yeah.
You know? And there are two ways to do that. Either you think that's an attack on your art and your style, or you get better.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've only had really one good drummer in my entire time, and that's the last one I had before COVID happened. Yeah. He knows who he is. I love you, and hope you're doing well.
I was at home and Marcus phoned. He says he sat down. Listen, I've got some bad news for you. The band want you out. I was shell-shocked. Still, to this day, it's with me. I think about it every day, believe it or not.
Hard for him, you know, poor old Tony, but all of a sudden it's like, shit, we need another drummer.
Paul Weller's drummer had a brother called...
All right, I mean, look, it sucks. We talked about it, you know, like how, you know, the drummer's the backbeat of the band, quite literally.
Yep.
It still sucks.
Yep.
When you've gone through all that together and they're like, dude, you're out of here.
Yes. Like I feel for him. At least he got on some number ones.
Yeah.
At least he was on some number ones.
He was on Live Forever, on Some Night Say, all of Definitely Maybe, like.
And I bet you could even do the same. You could argue the same with Blink's drummer, the first one.
Oh, Blink had a drummer before Travis Barker?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Their first song that popped off.
Oh.
That's a different drummer.
Yeah, okay.
And they fired him right after, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, Nirvana had a different drummer before Dave Grohl came in for Nevermind, so, yeah.
It's a tough one. Sometimes the musicians that aren't forefront outgrow or don't grow with the band, the sound.
I'd be interested to see, like, why the dynamic was, or what the situation was where Bonehead left the band, or was he kicked out? Because I know this documentary won't say, because it goes up to Nebworth 96, and Bonehead, if I remember correctly, was kicked out during the Standing on the Shoulder of Giants sessions. There was one with Go Let It Out and all that. So I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see about Alan White here.
Alan. And I was going, right, cool, I'm asked, what does he look like? Smedley little mod. Cool, let's get him down here.
Liam was extraordinary. And they had this freaky thing where Noel would play the song once on acoustic guitar in the control room to Liam, give him the words, and he'd fucking sing it. Noel would listen to it once to check Liam's got the phrase in for the entire song that he's only just heard the once. Noel would go, nice one, Liam. There was always football on when Oasis were recording. Noel would fuck off, Liam would just bang another 4 tracks down. It'd be like 1 in the afternoon. Cup of tea, lead vocal, done. You're like, what the fuck? You know, he's only heard the song once.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Like, the fact that he nailed it, like, every single time, just hearing it one time, like, that's amazing.
That's, yeah.
I mean, granted, you know, there's certain tracks on my originals that I got in one take, or had to stop a couple times and, you know, punch in a few lines, but, like, that's the fact Liam just heard it one time, Noel singing on acoustic guitar one time, it's like, hey, I got it. And then lays it down, nails it.
Like,
how?
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
And that's another power move by a band. You know you're a good band if you can just fucking knock songs out in one take.
While football is on. Like, yeah. Oh, my God. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God!
Wow.
I don't need that last one. Yeah.
You better go up the footer.
Yeah. All right, can I go? That's crazy.
Man, like, that's one of the, singing the line of one of the most iconic rock songs of the 90s, and he's like, all right, are we good? Can I go watch football now?
Yeah.
I love that.
That's awesome.
I love that. I go, oh, God. Oh, I could listen to that all day long.
That's crazy, man.
Oh, sorry. I need to clean my pants here. Just kidding. Just kidding. Wow. Dude, I feel like if I was in that position, I would be too scared to, you know, watch a game or cheer too loud because I'd fuck up my voice.
Yeah.
But then again, that's kind of part of Liam's deal with his voice, and he goes hard with it. At least he did back then.
Yep.
So I guess it kind of helps.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good times, man. Loved it in that place. But it's not fucking prison, is it? You know what I mean? If I'm not needed today, I'm hardly going to sit and fucking watch you play guitar, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking going to the pub. But they did cause arguments.
Nearly.
Uh-oh.
So it'd be always like that. Right, he's doing his guitars, he'll be in there all fucking day, won't he, Slash? He could go to the fucking pub. And he'd come out and he'd be like, all right, guys, what does anyone think? Where's everyone?
Where's everyone gone?
Yeah, I was a sucker for the pub, man.
I think that would be more, Noel would be more what I would be doing, and you'd be at the pub.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, this is where the mentalities shift.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you have to understand empathy, where empathy comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know that you're putting in long days, long hours. Like, you gotta let the guys blow some steam.
Yeah, yeah, especially if one of those guys is Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
You got to.
You know where he is.
Yeah. And like, throughout all of this, I've been thinking of, like, who's the Liam and Noel of this pairing right here? And I would say we have both of them in us. Like, I'm like the more creative one, and, like, you know, more the get stuff put out there.
You're the maestro.
Yes, so that's the part of Noel. But the part of Liam is, like, I still like to get fucked up and have fun. I mean, you like that too.
Yeah.
And
I have there's some restraint I need to show. I have to show.
Yeah, but you were definitely more business minded and more out there. So that's the part of Noel that is you.
Yes. So this is. Let us know.
Who's the Liam and who's the Noel of us?
Who's the Liam? Who's the Noel?
Yeah.
All right.
I ended up having a proper fight with Liam. I mean, it might have been the biggest fight we ever had. I remember smashing his head in with a cricket bat. Yeah.
The whole studio got smashed to pieces. There's like loads of little bits in the corner going. Everything just got fucking blitzed.
I'm not generally an obnoxious, belligerent dude, but somebody must have got on my tits, you know what I mean?
Probably me not giving a fuck, and him trying to write fucking Bohemian Rhapsody. And me sort of just going, bollocks, let's have it.
Like, I'm thinking Oasis is like that toxic ex that you just can't get away from. And people are like, why do you tolerate her? There's a reason that can't say on here to make it still be monetized.
Yeah. My thing is the Gallagher brothers treated it as a brotherhood.
Yeah,
a brotherhood, a band formed out of brotherhood. The bandmates are like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, because I assume, like, you know, I don't have brothers or sisters, so I'm like, I assume, like, with family, you fight, you argue, water under the bridge.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. You still show up, and
but an outsider, that's wild.
Right, as someone as an only child, like I can assume like this is not a foreign concept to you.
Are we not going to talk about what happened?
Yeah.
You know, but the brothers are probably like, oh no, it just happens.
Yeah.
You know, but you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I feel bad for the drummer. He walked into something like, what?
Yeah, and from what I read, he's a Southie, and they're all a bunch of Northerners. So that's another part of the dynamic here.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck,
yeah,
man?
That's crazy, man.
Oh, man.
Arrives and says, Griggs wants to leave the band.
What's happened to Griggs? He's had a bit of a fucking breakdown. That's when you kick yourself, you know, with that blinker that you couldn't stop and notice that your mate wasn't feeling right.
Any kind of chaos going on around you would shut down, do you know what I mean? Bass players are like that.
Griggs is a gentle soul, you know what I mean? He wasn't like me and Noel or like Bonehead. You know, we were fucking pretty mental.
He was suffering from nervous exhaustion. As rock stars always are. My nerves are exhausted. Or my exhaustion is fucking getting me nervous. I don't know. I've never had it myself. It's a funny thing.
Maybe smoked too much weed, maybe just needed a breather, you know what I mean?
We weren't the kind of band that was like, oh, poor Griggs or poor Liam. It was like, fuck that, cum. We've got shit to do, man. She came in kind of half laughing, going, you'll never guess what's just happened. Scott's just told me he wants to, like, quit. And I remember going to the back lounge and saying to him, mate, what? And he said these words, I'm just missing me bird.
I mean, I get that. I mean, if in my younger days when I wasn't married, that wouldn't be a concern of mine. But I guess dynamics change.
Yeah.
When you get married,
I don't think he understood what he signed up for.
Right.
To me, that's, you understand it's a job of a lifetime.
Yeah, even with the dynamic of Oasis being on their meteor-esque rise and the dynamic between the Gallagher brothers and Bonehead, like, take that all out of the equation, it's still, you're on the road all the time and you're away from your loved ones. So that's something you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Nope.
Our mate is fucking sat at home watching the cricket. He don't want to be in a band with us. This fucking clown here, who's on the dole in England, he don't want to be in a... I mean, are we like the biggest three cunts in the world? It didn't deter us. We got to New York, Bonehead got up, you're playing bass, and we do it as a four-piece.
Being in the best band and the most important band of your generation shouldn't be a walk in the park, you know what I mean?
We come back to England, we've got these gigs coming up, they're sold out. They're going to be monumental. We didn't have a bass player.
Radio 1.
Wow. So, first thing, I think they sound great as a quartet. Like, I think they could get away with it. But also, like, it's a little thin, not having the two guitars.
Yes, very thin. And
Yeah.
I'm like, both times they came here, they shit the bed.
Yeah,
Like,
with Definitely Maybe and with Morning Glory.
Oh, man.
My
It
heart
just
breaks for them.
Can't catch a break.
We never fussed about it. It was like, have a nice fucking rest, did you? You lazy fucker. Didn't even know you fucking gone. What? You had a fucking breakdown? Fucking, when did that happen?
Look, Oasis wasn't for wimps. So I was glad Griggs came back, you know what I mean? He was part of the band, but the show must go on.
I just stand perfectly fucking still while there's all this chaos going on around you. And all these kids are just fucking leaping about and the sound's like pumping, roaring. I'd just be stood completely fucking still like a boxer, just thinking, this is the best feeling in the world. Pure control. Not feeling the need to join the madness. Just absolute fucking still.
That there is a power move right there. To have all this energy and just, stare into the camera.
Yep.
Stare at the crowd.
Yep.
Not make a
Perfectly
fucking
still.
sound.
Yep.
Like, I always wondered that. I
thought
always
he
wondered.
was gone.
Just gone. It's just like...
I thought he was just like a step away from dropping dead.
Yeah. But now I know it's a flex. It's a power move. And like, I love it. It makes me love him more.
It's just, I guess that is when the worlds align.
Yeah.
The stars align and he is one with the environment right there, in his environment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just like, that's his step back, is
Yeah.
in all of the chaos.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
like complete opposite for me. That is not my moment.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, you're jumping around. You're
Yeah.
making a damn fool.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it at the Reggae Rise Up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I get amped.
Yeah.
I don't find calm. And that's different.
Whereas I'm still plugged in. I'm still like, this is happening. Keep calm and carry on.
Yep. I'm more of a, this is the moment. Who knows when it'll end. Make the most.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. It's cool.
And I'm an arrogant prick that's like, oh, this is going to happen again.
This will happen again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's about. I know Noel thinks I'm brilliant. We didn't need to pat each other on the back and go, oh, you're great. Me and him were like telepathic, you know what I mean?
Kiss for the camera.
There was a period where he was the greatest singer in the world. Added to that, the greatest frontman. Added to that, he was a fucking good-looking boy as well. They were the magic years. The trick is keeping that shit going.
Oh, we saw it. It happened.
It's just but like they said, it's a telepathic recognition.
Yeah.
Doesn't ever beat actually saying it.
Right. And like, I have that with my brother, and I have it with my wife. I feel like I have it with you.
I think so.
Yeah. like a little dynamic insight as to how we work. Like, we've been doing this a while. Like, I know that, like, you will make certain moves that will tell me that you have something to say, and I know to pause it.
Yes.
So-
Yes. So we're always on the same page.
Exactly.
You know, there are a lot of times we call each other up saying the same thing.
Yep, exactly.
Singing them songs the way I sing them is like being in a boxing match. It takes its wear and tear.
You know what I mean? And of course, what happened 9 times out of 10 was I'd take over. But the more you'd finish the gigs, the more it enabled him to do it. And then he would just do it at the drop of a hat.
Just give us a minute, right? 1 minute. I'm gonna have to sing for you, right? So,
Oh, man. Now, that's why Noel started singing a few songs.
Wow.
One, Liam was blowing out his voice. It's very tough. Not only the cigarettes and the alcohol, but the fact that he's craning his voice up and he's shouting. Like, that's not helping at all. And I guess diversifying their sound.
Which isn't
ahead.
bad. Which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
So the unfortunate events of his voice not really being battle ready, right?
Yeah.
Led to a more diverse sound.
Yeah, it was like a happy accident.
Yep.
Or unfortunate.
It was a foreshadowing.
Yeah, foreshadowing of what was to come for Oasis.
But like, yeah, you take singing away from Noel. I mean, from Liam.
Yeah. Like, what else he got?
What else he got? Tambourine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Maybe that was why in the later years of Oasis he tried to compensate by writing more songs.
Yeah.
So
He's a great fucking songwriter and always will be. But singing's my gig. If you're going to start singing the fucking songs as well as writing them, what am I doing? Making the fucking tea? All the coming off and I'm doing this tune. I was walking on stage like a fucking yo-yo, you know what I mean, half the time. Here he comes, here he goes, here he comes. Leave it out, you're taking the piss, mate. So therefore there will be a bit of frustration and the wheels might come off tonight.
By now you should have somehow realized what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Morning Glory took on a life of its own after Wonderwall, and then Don't Look Back in Anger came consecutively as singles.
Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall.
for as much as we shit on Wonderwall, for as much memes that have been made out of it, as much of the stereotype of the white guy with a guitar that pulls out Wonderwall is like, it's a great song, and it's introduced more people to Oasis than any other song.
Yep.
And like, to back it up, it's Spotify's most streamed song of the 90s. So like, you can't really shit on it too much, even though it's overplayed. Yes, it is overplayed. I will fully admit that.
Yep. The fact that it's a meme is like an ode or a tip of the hat to how good it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just, like you said, overplayed.
Yeah. I mean, I will still say Don't Look Back in Anger is a better track. So is Live Forever. And rattle off a bunch of names of Oasis songs. Come on. But, hey, that's one that's making that so Noel can still do his cosmic pop shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a Man City supporter and I've been all my life. To be offered to play a gig like that, it was unbelievable. We still felt like a cult band selling out 2 nights at a stadium.
That would be like if I was offered to play a massive sellout gig at Martinsville Speedway, because I grew up 20 minutes from there. That would be a homecoming gig for me.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Someday.
One day. It will happen.
Yes,
We're
it will.
speaking it into existence now.
I remember sitting in a box on my own, watching the stadium empty with the floodlights on, trying to appreciate it, thinking, where does it go from here?
As soon as people realise that the majority of the people in this country take drugs, then, I mean, the better off we'll all be. Everybody does it. You do it, 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 you do it. He doesn't do it. because he's a Buddhist. You know, it's like getting up and having a cup of tea in the morning.
As common as having
So that was the equivalent to Oasis to when John Lennon said that they're more popular than Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they had their moment like that too.
a cup of tea.
He was immediately condemned by politicians, with one minister calling him a spoilt brat.
The press lapped that shit up because no one had ever come along that was even remotely like us. We were the biggest band in the country, and we didn't give a fuck.
I was asked the question, I gave my opinion. There's nothing that them or anybody else can do about it. We don't really care what they write about us in the press, as long as we're on the cover. They can write anything they want about us inside, but as long as we're on the cover, they don't matter.
I remember going to the pub some days at like 11 o'clock. By 12:30.
I love that. Again, all press is good press.
Yeah.
That's what the Elon Musks, the all the other serial tweeters, the Donald Trumps.
Yep.
Like him or hate him, he knows how to stay in the spotlight, and he knows that they know that all press is good press.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, so Sleepy Joe, get your shit right. Learn. Be in the press. Like I'm saying, if you're being talked about, your worth is rising, regardless.
Yeah.
And that's, they started their career on the ferry boat thing.
Yeah.
That's where they learned that is key.
Yeah, that's how people like the Kanyes, the Kim Kardashians, the everybody, the Bieber. Who else can you put in there?
All of them.
All of them. Stay relevant.
Yeah.
Is talking shit. Never take these people seriously.
No.
Never idolize them.
No.
Unless they make great tunes. Then
that's
totally
true.
idolize them.
Completely. Oh no.
It had been billed as one of the most sensational trials in pop music history. Tony McCarroll, the drummer sacked by Oasis, going to court in search of a multi-million-pound slice of the band's annual earnings.
Oh, wow.
When shit like that starts happening, you do start thinking, the fun's taken out of it. I think he said to me in the past he thought it got a bit too big for him. I really admire him for that.
I think it was a bit more than that. I think it's just getting a bit too corporate for him. 1 minute you're fucking hanging with your mates, having a crack, but when management come into it, it changes, doesn't it?
If anybody was a fifth member of that band, it was Mark. Yeah, and he made me a little bit sad that he wasn't going to be on tour anymore. Soon after, Phil Smith quit. I still can't work out what was going through his fucking head at the time. In the early days, it was the 5-band, Coily and Phil. That was it. Yeah, it's a shame that he wasn't around. But it's not the end of the fucking world. Beginning of a new world, you know what I mean?
Man, even then, Noel was just embracing the corporate part of it. It's like, oh, moving on. They've been your day oneers. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. And if that wasn't gonna wake them up, you're bound to fail.
Yeah,
you're bound to fail. Once you start losing the OGs, it's becomes more part of the machine.
Yeah, it's part of the reasons we're doing the Supersonic documentary right now is because is us remembering the OGs, the day oneers.
Yeah,
and not forgetting where we came from.
Never. And
at this point in time, it's still just the two of us running this machine, and eventually I feel like there'll be more people we will hire on to do to
free up time
and expand our opportunities. But this is it's turned into a cautionary tale of to remember where you came from and not lose sight of that.
Yep. Walking away from that, I'll never go over that.
Man.
But it was the right thing to do.
I probably got calmed down by our kid, I think. It's just pathetic, you know what I mean, in front of the press with his son, you know what I mean? It's like, see you later, mate. Around about that time, there was a story every couple of fucking months. Poor old fucking dad's trying to get in touch with his famous sons, but they don't want anything to do with him. All that bollocks.
He had no intentions of making up with them. That was his last thought, but of course he got paid from the News of the World. And then, of course, it was all over the papers the next day. God.
Thank you for phoning the news of the world's Oasis.
What a dick! What a fucking asshole! I know. You. Let me just say, I would have reacted the same in the same situation. And you've been on this journey with us for a long time, and I said earlier that I needed to hear what Noel said, and I'll put one sentence out there. My father has been dead since January 2019, and before that we hadn't spoken for about 10 years. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just this is something where it's like it's there is a I don't know how to bring this up. Like, their dad went there first because they didn't go there first. So now, if his dad is talking, or their dad is talking to the press, that is the first story they hear. The fans hear.
Right.
That's a behind the scenes look.
Yeah, and then they really hadn't talked about that in either their music or just in interviews. So nobody knew that.
So therefore, anything after the first thing you hear is a rebuttal.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, but at the same time, you go first.
Yeah, and they never wanted to talk about that, because why would they want to?
And that's why this is a dick move, but it really is who gets there first.
Yeah, and I guess their dad probably made some money off of it.
Probably.
Dickhead.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, anyway.
I know.
It's a tough spot to be in.
It is, and I'm glad that I will never have to be in that position ever again.
But
So-
if you're hitting that mark of fame, the people that truly look out for you and know you, and you're close enough to let them in to your life and your behind the scenes, your backstory, which
Mhm.
they weren't. They were
Right.
very closed off. Only those two and their mother knew.
Yeah, and their
Right?
older brother knew. So that's nothing that they openly shared with the world, and so it's like I'm obviously not gay, and I know it would be like if you are outed, not on your own terms.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's what I'm assuming.
But the people close to him should have been like, this is a wolf that is going to constantly be knocking at the door.
Yeah.
If you reach a certain level.
Yeah.
Should have maybe addressed it first before he could.
Right. Drawn first blood, but
Yep.
they weren't thinking about that.
No. But
So-
that's why they're a band, But at this point, they're turning into a business.
Yeah, a business, and part of pop culture. At the time, water cooler talk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is something unfortunate, but
Yeah, and I'm glad Noel, calmed Liam down.
because
and
Liam would have
probably slit his throat.
Yeah, and that's the end of the band.
Yeah.
Like forever. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Somebody's only got a whisper in my ear. Oh, these are the biggest gigs of all time. And yes, well, that's me. Yeah, thank you. You've just sold it to me. Thank you very much.
The giant stage lies dark and silent. Tomorrow, that'll be the focus for 250,000 people.
That's crazy.
Do you know over 4% of the population applied for tickets for Oasis? 4% of the population.
Wow.
In just over 3 years, Oasis will have gone from being a new signing to one of rock's true giants.
It did feel like the end of something as opposed to the beginning of something.
Huh.
I had a sense of that, even at Annapolis, you know what I mean? That it was never going to happen again. That it happened in such a short space of time. 2.5 years from signing off to walking out on that stage is just magic. Yeah, the band who had the tunes. They were grafters who came from nothing and wanted it all. We were the last. We were the greatest. Nothing anybody does can be as big as Oasis.
Wow.
That's wild.
The pre-digital age. It was the pre-talent show, reality TV age. Things meant more. It was just a great time to be alive. Never mind a great time to be in Oasis. We were about to enter into a celebrity-driven culture. And I've always thought that it was the last great gathering of the people before the birth of the internet. It's no coincidence that things like that don't happen anymore.
Very
Yeah.
astute point.
Yeah, very, very true. And I guess that's why in the year 2022, nostalgia sells. That's why Top Gun Maverick was the top movie in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why Stranger Things, a nod to the 80s, was the biggest TV show. And
it's
and why I guess a remix of I'm Blue Dabba Dee Ba Dabba Die by Beba Rexha is the top song.
What? Yeah. Like
there's nothing good coming out now.
Been here before.
Yeah.
It's a deja vu.
Mm-hmm. That's why our channel, a channel that relies on monotony, consistency, and nostalgia, is working on those things. That's why those things work.
Yeah.
And not when we try and put something out that's new or, y'all don't click on it.
Yeah, that goes way, man.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but
Yep. There's a place.
Yeah.
And we are that place.
Apparently so.
This is history. This is history. Right here, right now. This is history.
I love that.
That shot right there. Let me fit the screen. That right there. Come on. How do you get... What more... Where do you go from there?
Yeah, where do you go? You know, it's very interesting to hear their psyche feeling like this felt more like the end instead of when it was in reality just the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn.
Yeah, like I said, like, where do you go from there? Like, you're playing at the biggest gig of your life to a populace, like 4% of the UK population.
What?
Try to get tickets to this thing.
That's crazy. And on top of that, you've skyrocketed to success within 2 years.
Yeah, and 2 albums, which are, some of the greatest things to come out of the 1990s. Just music in general.
Like, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What do you do? You know what I mean? Like, and this documentary is a cautionary tale. Like, knowing what we know now.
Yeah.
This is like a lot too soon.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't fault anyone for it.
Yeah.
It's just, damn.
Seriously. Hell yeah.
It felt fucking biblical, man. It was a miracle that we even got there. It was everything and more than I asked for. Yeah, we felt untouchable, man. Supersonic even.
People make the mistake of thinking that the people on the stage here are defining something. What if no one turns up? We can all sit here and suck each other's ball bags about 2.6 million people applying for tickets. But you know what's great about that? Is the 2.6 million people, not anything that we did. And the people were with us.
Now, looking back, I honestly think we should have just went, thank you, every one of you, for getting us here. We were Oasis, and good night, and walked off. We should have.
That would have been... that would have been epic.
Yeah.
If they disbanded the band.
They just stopped there.
They're just like, and guys, we were Oasis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're done. We're gonna go work at Greg's now.
That is like that would have sent the whole nation, everyone into riots.
Yeah, but like, no!
And that would have solidified this moment. I mean, it's a moment.
Yeah.
And a lot of our people were there.
Yeah, so many of them tell stories of it. In fact, in our Patreon, which, y'all watching, most of y'all were there were probably watching it here, but we got offered tickets to go see Liam at Nebworth.
Yeah.
Just the timing didn't work out.
At the end of the day, I wait up and I go, right, the good times outweigh the bad times fucking 100%. I'm happy with that.
You couldn't say that anybody that was ever in Oasis, me included, was the best in the world at anything. But when it all came together, we made people feel something that was indefinable. We're still the same band that was playing in the boardwalk. We virtually are wearing the same clothes. All that's happened is it's caught fire and all these people have got on board. But people will never, ever, ever forget the way that you made them feel.
I mean, it's no question. 2 thumbs up is not enough for this one. Let's just get that out of the way first.
Yeah.
Man, like, now I understand why y'all wanted us to check this out so badly and wouldn't stop bothering us about it for
2 years.
year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was.
God, man.
But we have it now. Like, this can't be the end of the line with the Gallagher brothers with us.
They're still, and I'll put it this way, guys. They're still with life. You know what I mean? It's not like anyone has passed away from this original band.
No, at the time of this recording, no. They're all still alive and kicking.
Yeah, so in my mind, that means anything's possible.
Yeah.
You know, maybe when both brothers go broke, if that ever happens, then we're gonna go see an Oasis cover band.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess when people stop liking Wonderwall, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, never.
And when Liam can't ride the nostalgia train anymore, I don't know, man.
But I'm saying, like, they still, like, there was a part in it where, like, there's still a lot of music left.
Yeah.
In both brothers. And so maybe someday they will unify under the Oasis flag again. Who knows?
I don't know.
You know, most likely not, but I'm just saying, it's never off the table.
Yeah, and I think back to, like, you know, when the Beatles reunited in the 90s, like, it was because of an old John Lennon demo. Like, if one brother goes before the other one, it would only work if Noel went first and Liam just sang some old songs of his, and if Liam went first, then, you know, there's no Oasis reunion happening in the 2050s or whatever.
No, but this is good. It's a window that I didn't know I needed to peek through.
But now we know.
Now I know, and it makes me appreciate the music more.
Yeah.
I wish more bands had this kind of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. And like, the point of, like, how at that end part where they're like, you know, it was about people, and they weren't particularly the best musicians. Liam's, I mean, one of the greatest frontmen ever, but not the greatest singer in the world. Noel certainly isn't the best guitar player or songwriter in the world, but they were bigger than the sum of their parts.
Yep.
And it worked, and it related to people.
Yep.
And you can't take that away from them.
Nope.
The YouTube folks, thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell, sharing with your friends, and being patient with us.
Guys, definitely.
To the Patreon family, thanks for your patronage and keeping the lights on here at ETS 21 and being patient.
Yes.
It was worth it.
I think so.
I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
And either way, wash your hands, scrub your toes, wipe your ass, blow your nose, embrace the suck.
Unplug and do something epic.
See y'all next time.
Later.